Good morning once again, live from JTH Construction Studio. Kind of an impromptu thing. I had the mayor on as I was waiting for the mayor. Kenny was running late. He had to do some barricade work. I saw Adam Hayden running around town here. They're doing a bunch of work. A cut above.
Above a cut.
Above a cut.
Above the cut.
Above the cut. Man, he's going to reach across the table.
Right.
He's a big, thick dude. He works out. He's an MMA guy. I don't know. I'm kind of nervous. So. But he's doing a lot of work in town right now, and I said, hey, stop in here because I want to get that perspective from the construction side of it. First of all, what's going on, boss? You doing all right?
Yeah, doing good. Been up and at it. So I was talking to a lot of people last night about 2 a.m, and we're doing 9 duplexes down there on Home Avenue right now.
Now, this was before, or is this because of the storm?
Well, this was before. We already had this scheduled, so it's kind of
right.
Random. I've had a lot of people say, "Oh, you had insurance out that fast and got it approved," and I was like, "No, we already had this scheduled." So, but we're doing 9 of the duplexes right off Home Avenue by the high school, and but last night, I mean, I was talking to a lot of my friends that live in town, and they were saying the wind. I mean, it was bad up where I'm at, but it was hailing a little bit here, and then the wind was the real problem. So I've scheduled a bunch of appointments at about 2 to 2:30 in the morning last night, and was up at about 6 o'clock this morning, and we're doing these roofs today. But I've been driving around and have already went to some appointments and getting ready to go tarp a roof right as soon as I leave here. But I've seen holes in roofs. I mean,
you one that showed me a picture. It looks like a tree went right through.
Yeah, and it was probably 10 feet wide. And so I've seen trees on houses, trampolines and trees, and just branches everywhere, and shingles blown off roofs. And then obviously everybody's seen downtown Martinsville, where there was a whole roof laying on the square last night, and then the church right off Washington Street.
Right. Have you been out to Spring Lake the Spring Lake Apartments out there yet? Yeah,
I stopped by and I talked to the manager briefly. Yeah. But it seems like they've already got people working on it. So,
yeah.
But they're it's pretty bad, and Gaddy's is looking rough too. So
I
just
could not
everywhere.
believe that it took that whole backside off, didn't it?
Yeah, yeah, and Gaddy's already has people out there. It seemed like there was some workers already doing some demo on I couldn't see on top of the roof because it was it's a flat roof, but
right.
You could see the buildup of just the whatever structure they had, whether it's like EPDM or TPO, whatever flat roofing system they had, but you could tell it was pretty trashed out there. So
another area hard hit, Lynn Drive, south side of town. Have you been out that way yet?
I haven't.
Off Jordan Road. I guess there's some major damage out there.
Yeah, my parents live in Legendary Hills, and they said it was pretty bad out there. And I'm getting ready to actually go off 252 to do a tarp for one of the insurance agents in town here. And so that's where I'm going next. And then I talked to my dad, and he said it was pretty rough out there last night too. So he said there was a lot of damage that he saw, but I've only been mostly in town and just on the outskirts of like downtown Martinsville, driving around. So
a cut above
the cut.
Above the cut restoration. Adam Hayden joined us. It's kind of an impromptu thing. He's in town here, pre-scheduled work, and it just kind of fell into it. And I grabbed him up and said, "Hey, let's talk some construction wise, because that's next step." And you deal with this all the time.
Yeah.
Damage. Assessor, tarp it up, and then you got to wait on the insurance.
Yeah, especially so right now, because there was so much damage in so little time, this will be labeled a catastrophe storm. And so I mean, even right now, like if you've got damage to your roof or you think you have damage, which with a storm like this, it'd be pretty obvious if you have shingles blown off in your yard, but the claim volume is going to be so high right now that insurance companies are going to have to hire independent adjusters from out of town to come in and try to handle that claim volume. So it might be a week or 2 weeks before they can even get out. But
right, you're talking claims all the way from Sullivan to Whiteland.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, and they outsource. So whenever there's so much claim volume, they'll outsource it to an independent agency. They might be in New York or Florida or Texas or wherever, and say, "Hey, we've got this many claims." Guys will come in, and then they can start handling a lot more claims. But as of right now, I would say file as soon as you can if you're wanting to file a claim.
And let's stop right there for a minute. What all, and we'll keep moving forward in a minute, but Want to file a claim? You want photos of everything you got?
You can. So when the adjuster comes out, you can give him the photos of what you have, but he's going to come out and make his own assessment. So he's going to have his own pictures.
But the bad thing is 3 days from now, you're going to want to tarp it up.
Right.
Do something. You can't have water. Temperatures aren't exactly in the 80s overnight right now.
Right.
And they're talking more storms on Tuesday.
Right. Yeah, and possibly Wednesday too.
Yeah.
So the good thing about, so whenever you file a claim, let's say you file a claim, a disclaimer that the person on the phone will give you is they'll say, if you have any damages to your house, if you need to make temporary repairs, please keep all receipts and take photos, that way for possible reimbursement. So if you have a spot on your roof, like say you've got a leak or say you've got missing shingles and you need somebody to come up and tarp it up immediately.
I don't know for sure, Tammy.
If you need somebody to come out and tarp it up immediately, then you can tarp it, take before pictures, after pictures, and then your insurance company will reimburse you for making that temporary repair even before the adjuster comes out. So that would be something
so
that'd be added
you're covered that way.
Right,
yeah.
Right. So, but that's what I've gotten a lot of calls. So I'm going to be running around like crazy these next couple weeks, but that's kind of the plan on some of these people's houses, because some of them are, some of the roofs are fine. If you got a newer roof, chances are you should be fine if it was installed correctly. But some of the older roofs, I've seen shingles blown off, everywhere. So some of those people need immediate attention, especially the ones that have trees in their, that have fallen on their house. So.
I was shocked at the amount of damage the community took. The west side of the town is there's a lot of damage.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of damage. H&R Block building roof, the church, the Jeff Main building next to the Candy Kitchen, his roof's gone. Karen building on this corner of Jefferson and Morgan, that roof's peeled back.
Yeah.
Gaddy's, Spring Lake, Lynn Drive. We got hit pretty good.
Yeah, hard.
That it's bittersweet. I know you don't like seeing it, but also that's your job.
Right.
You come out and you take care of that. What's your plan moving forward today? Where you headed? You want people to contact you if they got questions and you got answers for them? Correct?
Yeah, so a lot of what I do is I do a lot of insurance restoration. So I'm very familiar with the insurance process, the claims process, all the way from start to finish. I've dealt with thousands of claims and thousands of adjusters. So I mean, right now my plan is as I said, I'm getting ready to go tarp a roof when I leave here. I've got a couple other appointments to go to today, but I am available to come out and look at anybody's property. If you have any questions, I'll come out and I do free property inspections. I'll take a video and show you guys what you have and kind of give you my thoughts on my advice on what you guys, or what I would recommend that they do. But yeah, so I'm going to be out doing a lot of inspections and a lot of repairs, and probably dealing with a lot of claims for the next couple weeks. So.
As you're talking, I'm typing in your business name and going to get your phone number on there. Oh, I screwed that up. I cannot type worth a damn today.
Well, you've been messing my business name up. There we go.
Above the Cut Restorations, 317 or 765?
It's 317-919-3518.
3518. Let me space that because that don't look good.
Yeah, and then
there you go.
Thank you.
And get a hold of Adam. He can come out and give you some direction, help you out, and go from there. It's a painstaking task. I'm on air. All right, bye. I've been through it. It was 2 years or so ago. Had some hail damage.
At the June 2021 storm,
probably.
Yeah,
and took forever.
Yeah,
I mean, but there was a lot of claims going on too. A lot of hail damage. I think it was a year later. I finally got my money released and got everything fixed out.
Yeah,
but it takes time.
Mm-hmm.
I should have called you up and said, "Hey, fix this."
Yeah.
And we know we have a mutual friend, but
Mm-hmm.
he's hard to get a hold of.
Oh yeah, he is. I've been holding my breath waiting for him to give me a call back forever. Except, but
what's he doing today? He said I see he had a branch down his backyard or something. So
who? Timmy?
Did you see that? His damage? Huge tree.
Really?
He's trimmed back far enough, but
yeah,
he's basically back to the wood line. One of the big ones fell down, took his fence out, took his shed out, took his smoking his barbecue area out. So
yeah, he didn't tell me that when I talked to him.
He wasn't happy last night. So.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were feeling that way too.
And see, in the middle of the night, it's dark out. You don't know what's going on. You're just kind of feeling your way around. And you say, "Oh, that looks bad. That looks bad." And then you woke up this morning, look around, you're like, "Holy cow! I had a section of fence go down."
Yeah.
Snap off.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even know it last night. I haven't really walked around that side, but not hearing water coming through and anything else. Shingles, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know if there's a house in town that didn't lose a shingle last night.
Yeah, there's a bunch.
100-mile-an-hour plus wind is what I'm guessing. So some of it is straight line wind. Now, does the storm type, does that affect the insurance at all?
So that's one of the most common questions, and I can speak broadly, but I can't speak specifically to every policy. But the way, and like I said, I'm just speaking in general because this is policy talk. But for a wind and hailstorm, that's considered an act of God or an act of nature. So the way that they do that, so people always ask, will this raise my insurance premiums? And the answer is yes and no. So yes, whether you file a claim or not. So like say Martinsville is going to be the area of a catastrophe storm,
right?
Cat area. So that zip code with that claim volume, everybody's premiums are going to get raised a little bit to make up for the insurance company's loss, and that's just how it is. So I'm sure a lot of homeowners have maybe not filed a claim for a couple of years, and they're like, well, why is my insurance rates going up? Why is it going up? I never filed a claim.
Right.
And that's just the way, like whenever there's a storm in that area. So if you file a claim, technically they're not supposed to raise your personal rates, but
hey, we're raising our rates because we had 3 storms the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And all my clients had to pay or got money. So
yeah. So that's the way it works. So personally, because you file a claim, and generally speaking, they're not supposed to raise your personal rates, but they do it to the whole zip code of that area that gets hit. So if you've ever noticed a increase in your premiums, that's where it's coming from.
So that just goes to show you, storms like this, even though you may not have damage, your neighbors all have damage, it could cost you.
Pretty much.
Because your rates are going to go up.
Yep.
That's not good, man.
Yep. Well, insurance companies got to make their money back somehow. So
that's my daughter, Logan.
What's up, Logan? Welcome to the podcast.
That's Adam. Is Yogi standing here with me?
Yeah, I need to go to work.
Think she's going.
You can sit here with me. I love dogs.
These also.
Take them off.
I just take the whole bowl. Looks like Halloween out here.
Try Yogi.
Yogi. She's found her home up on that couch over there.
Thank you.
That's one thing you better watch. I'll take that dog home with me.
Oh, she's been scared since last night.
Yeah.
Come on.
Somebody else told me that. They said they've got it was I got a friend who owns a roofing company over in Newcastle or New Palestine, and he said he's got a 130-pound German Shepherd, and he said it's the meanest dog ever. He said, and the storm hits, and I was looking for him, and he was down, cradled like a big baby in the basement. He said he stayed down there all night. Come here. Trying to figure out how to get around them cameras.
Smells like candy too.
Yeah.
What you doing, yo? I can't let you
guys'
just
mascot.
Yeah. Walk everywhere. Taking like
Poor little girl. Yeah, that needs to be the official mascot of Porch Time.
she's been on. Yeah, Yogi's a good.
The boy? Oh. What are you doing, Yogi? Yogi, tell us your thoughts. She's familiar with the mic.
Petrified last night. That bathroom, it's blocked around.
Yeah.
So we just go in there.
Yeah.
And pull the door shut. And you got one wall. There's another whole room over on that side that blocks that side. And of course, this side of the house. So I'm like, it's not a bad little shelter.
Yeah.
But since the wind was coming right out of the west almost, dude, I thought those doors are coming off and coming in here. And I almost consider now getting the metal rods placed in the beams and then the big bar across, at least you stop some of it. So
I talked to, I'm not going to say her name, but I talked to somebody last night, and they had all the wind and stuff. They opened up their windows in the house, and they're like, I always heard like during a storm you're supposed to open up the windows because it relieves the pressure and all that. And she was like, yeah, I seen it on the movie Twister. And I was like, that seems, she's like, we got water in our living room and everything's wet now. And I was like, it's like that. I was like, I don't know. I was like, that just seems kind of stupid to me.
I think my house is drafted enough where it's not, the pressure's not.
Well, then
good.
she looked it up online and she was reading it. She goes, during a storm, do not open up your windows. And she was like, well, she goes, Twister told me to. Come here, Yogi. Look at this pup.
What you doing, yo? She's a good girl.
So yeah, last night we had this job scheduled and I knew I was gonna have to wake up at 6 and get up early, and then I was getting a bunch of messages from our friends and they were sending me videos of the storms and everything, and I ended up staying in bed writing notes down and ended up falling asleep about probably 3:30 or something like that.
I was probably live until 2-ish.
Yeah.
But I was I got that buddy of mine, Zach, who's worth the Indiana Storm Hunters. He started messaging me, or he's got a Discord site that he posts on there, and I'll take it, copy off that, and post it on Porch Time, or here share it to Porch Time.
Yeah.
He started talking about this storm before it was in Illinois, and he said, map it out, it's going to come close. And the minute it got to just past Linton, I got the Kevin danger storm heading your way, EF2 on the ground, damaging tornado.
Yeah.
Get it out there now. So I start posting it. I'm calling people, called Tim, called others, said, hey, one's on the ground. It's about 45 minutes away. And then the next 15 minutes later, they sound the alarm for the tornado warning here. And then 15 minutes later after that, here it comes. So
yeah.
But I posted about him, telling him, hey, thank you. Because I was going to zoom him in at some point in time today. He's way up at Lafayette, but he covers the whole. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
And that stuff saves lives.
Mm-hmm.
Because we had all day to, warning time. You guys didn't get hit too bad up there, did you?
No, I ended up laying down in bed at probably 11 last night, something like that. And then I could just hear a faint, and then I was like, that siren's going off. And then I knew there was a storm that I thought it was going to come during the day. And that's when I figured out that we were, having the storms that we were having. And so the siren was going off.
You on the south side?
South side, yeah. Yeah.
I got one lives in Beech Grove, so.
Yeah.
Got one lives in Beech Grove, one lives in Bloomington, and the one in Bloomington was in panic mode last night. She's like, Dad, they're saying it's coming here. I was like, no, it's going to miss. But the tornado signs are sounding. I said, Devin, it's not. It's going to hit Martinsville. No, Dad, I don't care. I'm watching radar right now. There's no big tornado near you.
Yeah. Whenever I started looking at the maps last night, or the interactive radar, and Martinsville, I seen it had like the purple area in it. Yeah. So I was like, Martinsville's getting hit pretty rough right now.
It come up right past your parents, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's two that's come up that way. Mm-hmm. The last one came basically up 37, 69 now, but this one wasn't far off.
I think in 2017, was because I did 7 roofs in Legendary Hills then, and there's been a few that's happened since then that I've done, but yeah, he said it was pretty bad. I haven't been up there yet, or down there, so.
Above the Cut Restorations. Right. Adam Hayden joining us in studio. He's out doing work today. I had the mayor in here. I saw him in town. I said, hey, stop in here and give us the construction point of view. And I didn't realize that he does, he has to deal with insurance claims and stuff like that. It just didn't register. So, And today's the day for that.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Yeah, today's a lot of calls and a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people outside, walking around their yards, and there was right next to where we're doing those houses or those duplexes on Home Avenue. I seen a guy in his yard just picking up shingles, and he had probably 30, 40 missing shingles on his roof that I could tell. There's a lot of people out right now, and then I've seen a lot of the power companies are driving around trying to put those, get the power back, and that seems the duplexes we're at have no power, and out on 252, I heard they don't have any power out there either.
Yeah.
So it's.
I guess Kenny said Duke is mustering over at Fairgrounds.
Yeah.
REMC is too, I think, or maybe it's just RMC, but one of them anyway. They're over there mustering, and they're going to organize and go out from there. So,
yeah,
a lot of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we appreciate you stopping in.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And then if anybody, because a lot of what I do, and I'll just kind of do a quick plug here.
Yeah,
but,
go ahead.
A lot of I've been in business for myself over 7 years, and we're licensed, bonded, insured, and we're a preferred contractor with Owens Corning. But a lot of what I do is insurance restoration. I'm very familiar with homeowners policies and the whole process, and just a lot of what I try to do is just help people to try to make the process as smooth and easy as possible, because a lot of people, when they file a claim,
it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
honestly.
it can be. Yeah, it definitely can be. And that word in general is kind of demonized. So people are like, oh, I want to file a claim, and part of it, this is what you pay your insurance for, to be covered for a situation like this if you have damage. But if anybody has any concerns, questions, or if they just want their roof looked at, I will get up there. I'll take a lot of pictures, videos for them, come down and show them, this is what you have, this is what you don't have, this is my recommendation. And that way they can see what they have. And we do free property inspections, we do free estimates. And if anybody has any questions about their insurance or how anything goes, I can walk them. I usually try to take everything step by step from start to finish and say, okay, this is say you file the claim, the next step, the adjuster is going to come out, let me know, so I can meet up with him out here to represent you guys. And we'll go from there. And then after that, say he approves it, then we'll pick out callers, go over the scope of work. And so I try to take everything step by step and make it as easy as possible for people. So if anybody has any questions, free of charge, free of charge, you can call me, and I'd be more than happy to answer any questions that you guys have about, if you're any concerns or anything that you guys have. Give me a call, and be more than happy to talk to you guys about it. So
Above the Cut Restoration. Now, is that any MMA related stuff there?
No.
Above the Cut?
No. Actually, that name, I actually didn't come up with it. It was a guy that we used to work together, and then it was a guy that was my project manager for first couple years that I started the business. He came up with it, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty good. We'll
run with that.
Yeah, we'll go with that. So that's pretty much it. There was no special meaning or anything behind it. It was just.
I know. I'm trying to read into it. I'm trying to
figure out what you're trying to do here, Adam. Yeah, there's no secret meaning behind it. It's just Above the Cut Restoration.
All right. Now that we know what you do, we're gonna have you back in here. Every time it storms, we're gonna have you in here and say, "Hey, what about this? What about that?"
Yeah, bug me. I'll be around.
Are all the claims handled the same? Water damage, tree damage. I know I said we was gonna end it, but I need that's a question. I think or is that handled by per policy?
So there are different. Obviously, if you have like water damage, so it all can be tied into the same claim. But say if
that's what I'm saying, like from the same storm.
Yeah. So the way insurance companies will look at it, they're looking for a specific date of loss. So they're not you can't make a claim for wear and tear, or you can't make a claim for, again, speaking generally, I'll talk about my own personal policy because I'm technically whatever. But they're not going to pay for wear and tear if you have some rot or if you have some mold, because they're going to look at that and say, well, this has been a long ongoing thing that's happened. This is a maintenance issue or something you should have taken care of. This is not a specific date. So when you have a date like this, and let's say we had a giant windstorm last night and it caused whatever to your house, and now you have water running in, that's all tied into that specific date. So whether the water damage, the roof damage, anything that's damaged for that storm would be covered under one claim. So does that answer the question?
That makes sense.
Okay,
that makes sense. it wraps it underneath a bow. Everything, March 31st, 2023, water damage, mold, wind damage, shingle damage, gutter damage, car damage, everything happened because of this storm on this date.
Yeah, so the only thing, so you said mold, so like mold isn't going to grow overnight. You know what I mean?
hit that.
So,
Yeah.
right. So
I have that real estate agent in me because that's one of the biggest things we look for.
yeah,
We ask for in home inspections because it's hard to trace it back, but you
Yeah.
can find the root of what's happening
mm-hmm.
and then trace it back through there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So we got Twister 2 coming out.
Let's hope not.
Twister 2, the setting location is Martinsville, Indiana, March 31st,
Yeah.
2023.
Did you see something on Iowa, the picture of the storm of that one and the one in Arkansas?
I did, and I was
It is
looking
insane,
at some
man.
hell maps last night, and it said that Illinois had, before it came here, it said Illinois had 3-inch hail.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
it's going through the decking type of hail, so that's big boy stuff.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't see anything from Iowa. I've
When I left work, I think I left at 3. I was home by 4.
yeah,
Walked in here and punched on Weather Channel just to punch it up.
yeah,
Active tornadoes were in Iowa, Illinois, Tennessee, and Arkansas.
yeah,
Active, like there was the ones in Iowa. There was one, a couple of them where there was a storm, like, and you had a tornado at this side of the storm and a tornado on this side of the storm. Separate tornadoes, same storm, moving through different towns.
that's weird because it's usually like more isolated,
Yeah.
you know, and it's not
Because
like covering states where
it
it's
takes
just
all the energy.
taking.
No,
Yeah,
and that was happening down in Tennessee, and I was like, that's when I started. I made another post, kept hearing from Zach, and I was like, we have a little group of Larry Ralph and company
mm-hmm.
that when stuff like this pops up,
Shout out to Larry.
yeah, he's you know, he's the best.
Yeah.
Larry is the freaking best. And American Basement Solutions, love the
Mhm.
guy. And you do the roof and he can do the basement. So
Mhm. yeah,
it's been a conversation with him off and on since yesterday at 3 with our group. And I said, hey, so I'm just got a bad feeling about this. Somewhere around here is going to get hit.
oh my God.
Who's that?
Andon, take that down. What are
we-
you
we need to-
doing? Jeez.
That'll get us some big.
Oh my God. Yeah, go ahead and delete that.
I'm assuming you knew him.
I'm gonna have to send out a quick text.
Take the phone away from. But yeah, anyway, we started communicating early because we were afraid this was going to happen, or something was going to happen somewhere, and so sure enough, boom, here it comes. So,
Yeah.
well, you're a busy man. Hopefully, people will get a hold of you today, and you'll stay busy down in this area, bud.
Yeah, that's a plan. I try to do, because Martinsville is my hometown, so this is I try to stay here. I like it here. It's my home, you
Yeah.
know. So I live in Indianapolis now, but this is where mostly I do a lot of my
You need
work
to move
at,
back
so.
home, bud.
Well, Kenny Costin can start putting some restaurants. It just
Hey,
the only
we got Culver's coming.
oh Martinsville's come up a lot. I mean, just from because I've been
Ask your dad. We grew up with pizza, and that's it.
Oh, I've heard the stories of him and his dad having to walk down to the well every day and get water and all that. But no, it's just I love Martinsville, and like I said, it's my hometown. But it's just really nice having the convenience of if you want whatever restaurant you want.
That's
like,
you can drive 15 minutes to Plainfield or Bloomington or Greenwood and
Yeah.
have the same stuff from here.
oh yeah, I know.
Mhm.
No, I love it here, but I this is where I try to do a lot of my work just because I like it here, and
It's home.
yeah. So
And here lately we've had a lot of work, unfortunately.
yeah, so I'm sure I'll be down here 6 or 7 days a week for the next hour long, trying to get these roofs fixed. So
All right, Adam.
thank you,
Above
Kevin.
the cut.
Above the cut. That's
Above
right.
the cut, restoration. See, if I'm making a sign, I'm going to make a cut on the eye.
Yeah.
All right, guys, get a hold of Adam. He's the man to help you with the insurance claim, restoration, anything you got questions today on the storm. Get a hold of Adam, and he will take care of you. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Adam, for stopping by. I figured you've asked, and I said let's do it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Thanks for having me on.
be safe, my friend.